understood that this is Python, right? How do we go about it? This is the first syntax which we have learned. Now the next thing which I want to talk about is basically variable. Now what do you mean by a variable? Variable is something which varies, which keeps on changing. For example, if I really talk about, let me just take this ahead. So basically, when I talk about variables, so I can say, okay, glass is a variable, right? And what all we can put in the glass? I can put juice, I can put milk, I can put shakes, milkshakes, I can put mocktails, right? And so many things, right? So that means this is a variable which varies. And these are what? These are the values which are related to it. What all you can do. For example, if you have a shoe rack, right? So shoe rack is what? It is your variable. And what kind of shoes you can put inside? You can put sandals, you can put boots, you can put sleepers, you can put slippers, or you can say, you know, what do you say, Crocs. Okay, so many things you can. Now when I talk about, just give me a second, I just need, I'm so sorry for that, just give me a second, just hold on. So students, I'm extremely sorry for the interruption. I'm really sorry for that. Okay. So basically these variables, when I talk about, I mean basically which is vary, like name is a variable and this keeps on changing. Like I have my name, you have your name, Lata has a different name, right? So that is the meaning of variable. Now variable has another quality as well. And what is that quality? That quality is that there are some rules. Like whenever you are writing a variable, it should start with a letter. You can write like this, A1, right? But you cannot write 1A. It cannot start with number. You can use letter, you can use underscore, okay? You can use numbers also, but the first letter has to be like this. So these are the few rules. Now let us try to understand variable and the input-output function. Okay. So for the code familiarity, I'm just using Replit because I think this is a little tough for everyone. So that's the reason I am going it on Replit. Okay. So a minute, and let me just talk about okay. So let me go and take this Replit over here, and this is my Python, and in my Python I'm going to take create REPL. So see, on the left hand side you will see the files, like whatever you have to upload over here. This is the place, the centered portion. Here we will be writing our code, and this is the place where you will see the output. So what am I going to do? I think it's visible now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to write it over here, a name, right? I'm going to write here name equal to, and then I'm going to give some name to it. So what is the name? It's Lipika. Okay. Now I want to run this, but it will not work. Why? Because I want to print my name. So what will I do? I'm going to write here, say print, bracket open, and then I'm going to write here name. Now you said that, ma'am, just now you taught me that print and we write in double quotes, but that's the statement. Here we are writing a variable name. So variable name is written as it is. It doesn't need the double quotes. So it is going to print my name. So let me run this. See, it came like this. Now same thing, if I have to write it like this, I will write like this. Hello will be printed as it is, and name will have the name which it is saying. So instead of Lipika, if I am going to write here, say Ravi, okay, and then I am going to click on run. Hello Ravi. So hello is printed as it is, and Ravi is the variable name. Now here the name is predefined, right? So what should I do? I want the user to input the name, right? I want the user to input its name. So what will I do? I'm going to write the same program. I'm going to write here input and then bracket open, and then I'm going to write here, what is your name? Okay. Okay, so basically how do we write the input variable? Input is something which we want from someone, right? Input. Like for example, if you are going to a supermarket, right, and you want to print a bill, what is the first thing that will happen? They will ask you, sir, what is your name? Or maybe your phone number or whatever, they trace it, right? So that's the input. The person who's sitting at the POS sale asks this, your name or maybe your mobile number, and then you give your name, and then the things are done. Okay, so let us see how this works. Okay, let me run and show it to you. See, what is your name? So here you are going to write, say, Lipika, and once it is done, then hello Lipika. Why? Because here that name will come which you will give the name. Suppose instead of Lipika, you give some other name. Name is, say, Bhavesh. Hello, Bhavesh. Isn't it interesting? Right? Okay. Now, let me come back to another one. Okay, hold on. Me come back on this one. Okay, hello.py. Okay, so just hold on. So what am I going to do right now? I am going to create a simple program of a chatbot. We will understand how to make a chatbot. Okay. So I am going to write here how to make a chatbot. Okay, simple chatbot. So what have I written? Hashtag. And what do you mean by this hashtag? Hashtag basically means, comments. Comments means the Python will not read them. They will not read whatever you write. For example, if you see over here, okay, I will write here hashtag, this is not a good program. Do you think this will be printed? Let us run and see this. No. Can you see what happened? What happened? Only hello Python, the statement which is written inside the double quotes, that is printed. That means what? Python, as soon as it sees the hashtag, it ignores this, right? Comments are for what? Comments are for understanding the code, right? Let me come back to this one. When I am writing hashtag, hashtag means that this line Python will not understand, or it will not read, it will ignore. And why are we using comments? Comments are like, if you are in a company, in an IT company, in an organization, and you are a developer, you know how to write the code, you understand what is Python. But if you have someone who is not a developer, who's the person who's a salesperson, and maybe you are on leave today or on that particular day, and then the salesperson comes, he has to present a PPT to the stakeholders, to the decision makers. What will happen? You are on leave, they'll call you, you'll not pick it up. Oh, my holiday, you are spoiling. So the best way is you can put up the comments to make him understand what have you written in the code. So you can write it, this code is printing a statement. This code defines this. This code tell you the price of so and so. This code compares this and this. So for this particular reason, comments are used. Okay, so let's make a restaurant chatbot. How do we do it? We will write here the first and the foremost thing. So see, what did you see? When I wrote it like this, it is showing red line. Red line. That means Python is case sensitive. What it is? Python is case sensitive language. That means what? Like P and P, all three are different. Case sensitive. If it is a capital P or this P or this P, they will be treated as three different variables. Case sensitive, capital and small say. Okay, so let me come back to this one. So I'm going to write it over here. Say print, bracket open, and yes. So I will say, okay, welcome to my restaurant. What would you like to have today? Okay, so this is the welcome from the robot. Then we will write the variable name. So variable name can be anything. I'm going to write here dish equal to, and then I'm going to write here input, and then you can write enter the name of the dish. Okay, either you can do it like this, or if you don't want to write anything, you can leave it blank. Okay, then once you have ordered this, the next question. Okay, what will be the next question? So first we will print this. For example, you can print it like this. Your dish will be served in 10 minutes, sir. Okay, and then you can close off the bracket. You can do like this. Okay, so your whatever dish will be served in 10 minutes, sir. And then the next line again, print. Would you like to have some dessert with it? Okay, again the same thing. You will write here dessert equal to, again input, and you can write enter the dessert name. Okay, or would you like to have some dessert with it? So you can leave it blank also. There is no need to write anything. You can leave it blank also. Okay, and then you can print it again. Thank you so much, sir. Please visit again. Okay, you can put as many questions as you want. Okay, so let's run and see this, how it looks. Okay, welcome to my restaurant. What would you like to have today? Enter the name of the dish. So I will say, okay, I'm going to have South Indian. Okay, your South Indian will be served in 10 minutes, sir. Would you like to have some dessert with it? So I will say yes. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Please visit again. Okay, now when you go further, when you understand the differences between if else, you can make it more, innovative. Like if he says yes, then you can ask them, would you like to have some, mocktails with it or something like that? Or if he says no, then sir, please try our restaurant special, Sunday special. So that way you can use it using if and else. So that's a simple homework for all of you. I want everyone to make these chatbots with if else conditions. So if else conditions I will not teach. Everybody will quickly go through it. I think if yes, then what will be the answer? If no, what will be the answer? I think this much you all can do. So this is a very simple example of a restaurant chatbot. So did you all like it? Did you enjoy making this beautiful chatbot? Yes, students, I want some answers from all of you. Yes, no. I see very less responses. Why so? What happened to my friends? Yes. What happened? I see very few responses from all of you. Yes, students, have you enjoyed making this beautiful chatbot? Okay. All right. So I think you've understood the concept of basically a variable, input, output, and so on, right? Now, the next thing which I would like to talk about is the data types. Okay. So there are various data types which we talk about. It is like numeric, which is like number. Number means integer number, complex number, and float, if you see over here. Okay. Then we have dictionary. I'll tell you what it is. Boolean. We have sets. And then you have the sequence type. So sequence type is string, list, and tuple. So we'll quickly talk about all of them one by one. Okay. So when I say integer, right? Okay. So when I talk about basically the data types, the first thing is numeric, which is actually a number. So number means which starts from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And when I talk about float, float is basically a decimal number. 2.5, 3.0, 6.22, 3 and so on. So whenever there's a point, that's called a float, and that's how it works. So basically numeric values, when you have to work on the numeric values, you can do it that way. Okay. The next thing we will talk about dictionaries. So what do you mean by dictionary? Basically, students, when I talk about dictionary, dictionary is a kind of data type which has a key value pair. Okay. When I actually talk about a dictionary, dictionary means key and value, right? For example, when I talk about in a normal day-to-day life, right? What happens in this case? You have a word and then you have a meaning to it, right? Exactly. This is what? This is my word and this is my meaning. And how do we represent a dictionary in Python? Using the curly bracket. Using the curly bracket. That's how we make a dictionary item. Okay, so let us do one thing. We can make a simple dictionary item. How do we go about it? What you can do is, okay. So let me go here. I am going to write here state capitals. Okay, equal to, can you see? This is a curly bracket, and then you can just go here and close this curly bracket. Whatever you will write inside this. So what am I going to write here? I am going to write here, say Delhi, and then I'm going to write here India. Okay, so how do we write India? Exactly the same way. Okay, and maybe the next item which you want to put, you have to put a comma, and then you have to write it over here. So maybe I will write here London, and then maybe I'm going to write here UK. Okay, and here maybe I'm going to write here, say Dubai, and then UAE. UAE. Now, when you are writing the last item, okay, whenever you are writing the last item, there is no need to put a comma. Here you will put a comma because this is, when there's a last item, you don't have to put that. And then what am I going to do? The next step, I'm going to print here. What am I going to print? State capitals. And then we are going to click on run. Can you see here what happened? Delhi, India, London, UK, Dubai, UAE. And just see the curly bracket. Plus, students, what all we can do is we can do different operations on dictionaries, right? Like using the key, you can get the values of it. You know, you can add the items, you can remove the items. All these operations we can do. So all these things we will explore. See, the thing is, we are not focused on Python. We are just learning the basics right now. Why? Because in future we will be doing the data analysis, proper project. And if you have to do the project, I'm just telling you the basics quickly. Okay. So if I have to take you to the data analysis project, I'm just giving you a brief of Python. Okay. So we are just discussing a brief of Python. And in the coming up sessions, when I teach you data science projects, how to load and do the things, how to do the cleaning, how to do the ETL things, that is why I'm telling you, you should have a basic idea. So I would request all of you to please go through it and explore these data types and all. Okay. Then what is the next one? We have Boolean. So Boolean means 2, right? Boolean means 2. Whatever things you have, it has to be in the 2 form, right? It can be true, false. It can be yes, no. It can be 1, 0. It can be on, off. And please remember this 1, 0, because when you will be using data analysis, this is very, very important. 1, 0, 0, 1. This will be very helpful and useful for our data cleaning and many other projects which we will be doing in the upcoming sessions. Anyways, okay. The next thing which we will be doing over here is, this is sets. So sets are like list. So let me explain you list and tuple, and along with it, I can tell you all of the things. Okay. So, just a second. Okay. So when I talk about list, List is what, if you are going to a market, what do? You make a list of items, right? You write a list, correct? So basically list of items or anything, whatever you want. In the similar fashion, in Python also we make a list. And this list can be only strings, a combination of string and so on, I mean the number and so on. So how do we write a list? We write a list in the square bracket. And how do we make it? We make it like this. I will say the names of the people. So this is Lipika, Ravi, Harish, Gautam. This is known as the list. Okay. Now list is mutable. Mutable means wherein I can change the name. Mutable means which you can change. Okay. But at the same time, we have tuples. Tuples are exactly like list and they are represented by parentheses. And these are not mutable. The values which are written inside the tuple are not mutable. Plus, students, I would also like to tell you, there is a concept of indexing in Python. Indexing means like how do we do the numbering? We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I ask you to write whole numbers, they starts from 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the similar fashion, Python has an indexing from 0 to the number. So if this is my first item, the index is 0. What is index? The face value. Face value means where it stands. So 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So basically, this is what it is. And why are we learning? Because in the list, you have different function like slicing. You try to, cut the items, reverse the items, and so many things you do. Right? So for example, we will do one simple example of list to understand its indexing, its slicing, and how do we go about it. Okay. So let me come back to this one. Okay. So this is it. So I'm going to make my list equal to square bracket, and here I'm going to write, say, apple, then banana, then cherry, then mango, and so on. So this is the list. So maybe I can say fruit chart. Okay. And I'm going to print this list for you. Can you see? Apple, banana, cherry, and mango. Okay. So these are the list of items. Now what I want to reverse them. Okay. I want to reverse them. What should I do? I mean, there's a slicing concept which we write dash, dash, and -1. Okay. And then we will run. Let us see what happens. If I do this function, what will happen? Oh, invalid syntax. Sorry. So I think I made some mistake. So basically, students, you can do this. I think some mistake is happening. I'm not sure why this happened. Okay. So just try and do this. I'm in the reversing of the string. Reverse the list. Okay. Plus, if you have to access its place, how do we go about it? If I want to know, okay, what is this place, right? So what will I do? I'm going to write here, say print, bracket open, Then I'm going to write here fruit chart. Okay. And whenever you have to access the index, you have to, make a square bracket. So you will write 0, square bracket closed, and print this. Let us see how this works. Is this something which works? Apple. Why? Because the place value of apple, the index of apple is 0. Instead of this, if I make it 3, let us see what happens, which fruit it prints for us. Mango. Okay, I want to print only banana and cherry. What will I do? I'm going to write it like this, 2/3.3. That means initial and final. So now let me see. Okay, cherry. So why it didn't took the third one? Why it didn't took the third one? Because whenever you are taking the range, it is n-1. What do you mean by n-1? N-1 means if I have a range, say 0, okay, let me put A, B, C, D, E, okay. And if I want, okay, let me put their indexes also, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I'm saying 1 to 2, so 1 is included, but 2 is not included. If I'm saying 1 to 2, that means 1, the start is included, but this is not included. n-1 range. If I say, okay, 1, 2, 3, then what will be the output? B and C. Let us try and understand and see how this works. Okay, so I will say 2 to 4. What do you think will be printed in this case? What do you think it will be printed in this case? In this case, it will be printed cherry and mango. So what happened? Cherry and mango. Right? Clear? So this is the concept of slicing. Okay? We have lot to cover in this, but due to the time, we are rushing a little faster. So I think you've understood the different data types, and I think this is the basics of any of the data types. And set is also like tuple. They are also represented in parentheses. Okay. The only difference is that it is in the ordered form. Order means 1 by 1. Okay. So that's the difference. You can explore the things. Now the next thing which I talk about is basically keywords. Right? So what do you mean by keywords? Keywords means the words which are reserved in Python. Reserved means in train you go, right? And what happens? There's a seat which is reserved. So you cannot sit at this place. So that means that if you write a variable name which is class, then it will not accept because it is a keyword. If you write assert, it is a keyword. You have to write either class 1 or capital C or something like that. And all of these has their own values. Values means all of them has their meanings. Like lambda is an anonymous function. For is for the loop. Print is to print the statement. Null is for the null value. Where it is null, I think null is not here. Null is very useful when we will be using our data analysis, the data cleaning. That time null will be there. Break is to break from the keywords. So let us see if we can do a simple program on keywords. Just a second. Okay. I'll show you one simple example if we can do that. see here. What am I writing? I am writing a simple program here. I've written import keyword. This is the word. And I'm going to print the keywords are. And I've taken this keyword and then KW list. Let us see how many keywords it shows. Okay. So let me go and run here. See. The keywords are this: false, none, true, and, as, assert, async, await, break, class, and so many. And do you know, students, how many keywords are there? There are actually 35 keywords in Python. How many are there? 35. Okay, these all are the keywords. Now let us see. Can we write a simple program to see whether the keyword is there or not? Is it there or not? Let us try to understand that one. Okay. So, a minute. Okay. So, we'll write a function that checks if the given string is a Python keyword or not. So, what we'll do is import keyword. Def is for the function, although I haven't taught you, but just to give you an idea. Def, the function name and the word. And then we are going to return that keyword. And what is that word? The first word is phone and the second one is and. So we'll see if phone is a keyword or not, or and is a keyword or not. So let's run and see this. See here. See here. False and true. Phone is not a keyword, right? But and is a keyword. Let's change it. Okay. Let me make this as break and let me make this as bottle. Okay. So break is a keyword or not, or bottle is a keyword or not. Let's run and see that. Okay. True and false. So break is a keyword, that's true. Bottle is not a keyword, that's false. Clear? I think keywords also cleared. Easy? Okay. Now let me come back to the next one. So basically these are the keywords which variables cannot take this name. Other than these 35 words, you can give any name, but please don't give any name out of it. Okay. Anyways, now let's come to the Python operators. Operators means plus, minus, multiply, divide. Yes, these are arithmetic. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Comparison, we compare greater than, less than. My height is more than you. I am taller than you. He is shorter than me. You are more healthier than me. Compare. Greater than, less than. Okay. Special operators, you have different symbols for it. Assignment operators is the equal to sign, which we saw. Logical operators and or. For example, if you are going in a train, what is happening? You will need your identity card and age proof. No, only one will work. Either ticket or ID card, both, or, that's an or condition. If you have to vote, then you have to be more than 18 years or more than 17 years. Why? Because that's the condition. So when you are going to vote, what should you do? You have to be more than 17 years old, plus you should have the voter ID card, and both conditions should satisfy. When you are going out of India, you need passport and visa. Both things you need. Right? So this is logical operators. So these are so many operators which we will be talking about. But what we can do, we can have a simple Python program that how do we go about it and how do we write and all. Okay. So let me just make this small arrangement, small example. Okay, let me. So suppose you have gone to a place and you have purchased two items, a shirt and a trouser, and you want to print a bill basically wherein you can get the details out of it. So that's the program which we are going to write. So I'm going to write a program to print the bill. So what am I going to do? The first and the foremost thing which I'm going to write here, number of trousers. Okay, so you can write here input, enter the number of trousers. Okay, the second thing is number of shirts. So I'll just copy this quickly. Number of shirts. Okay, now you know how many of the shirts and this you have. Now we will write the price of each shirt equal to, or you can just write here price equal to input, the price of t-shirt is, same way you can write, like you can write here price 1. Now same thing, you can go here and copy, plus you can write here price 2, input the price of trouser is. Let's make it up and down because I think initially we have written this thing. So we'll do it this way. Price 1 and price 2. You can do both the ways, no hurry and worry. Okay. Now what will I do? I am going to calculate the quantity. Right? So how will be the quantity? It will be number of trousers, right, into means multiplication sign, into price 1, right, quantity into the number, right, plus number of shirts into price 2. And what can we do? We can just do this. And print, you can write here the total bill is comma, you can write here the quantity. A very simple example of operators. Write a program to print the bill. Okay, let's run and see this. Okay. Okay, so you can save it wherever you like. Okay. Okay. Chaliye. So what will I do the next thing? Just hold on for a second. Okay, now I think it's visible properly. Okay, so if you see here, number of trousers, enter the number of trousers. So how many you've taken? Suppose you've taken 2 trousers. Number of shirts which you've taken, I think you've taken 4 shirts. The price of the trouser is, I would say, 700, and the price of t-shirt is 500. Okay, so number of trousers into price. Okay, I think I've made some mistake. Okay, now there is one mistake here. Do you know why? Because it says that it can't multiply sequence by non-integer type. So now your data types will come into the picture. Here you will write int. Int means what? Integer. The value is what? Integer. You will declare here. Okay. Again, if you see here, int. So the thing which we have learned till now was what? String values. But here it is numeric value. So what are we doing? We are declaring the data type. Same goes over here. You can write int or you can write float also. Okay. So you can write here float also. And again the same thing here also you are going to write int. And then do this. Now do you think it will work? Let us see. So let me run and show it to you. Okay. Enter the number of trousers. Let me come back over here. Okay. I think both are visible properly. Yeah. Okay. So enter the number of trousers. I will say 3. The number of shirts, I will say 3. The price of trousers is 800. Price of t-shirt is 500. The total bill is 3,900. Yes. So this is a simple combination of your what? It is a simple calculation. It's a simple operator, arithmetic operator. Now in the similar fashion, you can do minus. You had only 1,000 rupees and you've done this, or you had 10,000. So how much amount you have given to the shopkeeper? Then maybe you can apply, divide, and so many things, right? So there are various ways to form. And in the similar fashion, we can do many other problems related to comparison operators and logical operators and so on. Okay. So this all we will be using in our, data science work. This is just to make the familiarity. We will be coming up with all these sessions. It's just few days you have to wait. Let me finish a little bit of Python, the basics. And then we will quickly jump into the projects and the hands-on work, the way we did it today. Okay, so I think Python operators are done. Now we have the last 5-6 minutes. So we'll quickly wrap up what all we did in today's session before we go on to the, this thing. So we have learned the syntax understanding. How do we write a simple Python program? We made a simple chatbot in today's class. We did the input, output, and the variables. What are variables and how do we deal about it? The data types, the keywords, and the operators. So all this we have done in today's session. Now we'll come to the next thing, which is question and answer. Okay. So are we ready? Are we ready, students? Okay. So the first question, what is the syntax for taking user input in the Python and storing it in a variable? Can anybody write it in the chat quickly? What is the syntax for taking user input in the Python and storing it in a variable? Anybody who can answer this quickly? Anybody who can answer? I'm waiting for all of you. I'm waiting for all of you. Anybody who would like to answer this? What is the syntax for taking the user input in Python and storing it in a variable? It's very simple. We did it just now. All, where are my students gone? What happened to them? Yes, students, anybody who would like to answer this? Simple input function. Input value. Yes, give a variable name and then the input value in the variable. Okay, what are some of the built-in data types in Python and how do you declare them? Built-in data types. Anybody? Anybody who would like to answer this? So yes, students, buck up. What happened? All the responses are a little slow. Yes, students who would like to answer this, built-in data types or something like that. Anybody who's familiar who would like to answer built-in data types. Yes, students, built-in data types. And how do you declare them? Built-in data types. Okay, by using input function after the that assigned to variable. Okay, great, Neeraj. All right. Number, very nice. Health education has written number. Anybody else who would like to tell this? Who would like to say this? Dictionary, number, list, tuple, string. Wonderful. Now I see the responses happening, right? Okay. All right. The next thing which we talk about, the next question is, why are keywords important in Python? Can you name 5 keywords quickly? Who will tell me the 5 keywords? Quick. There are 35 keywords. Let's see who can write the first 5. Quickly, who will be the first one? Yes, students. Why they are important, that we'll discuss later on. But can you tell me the 5, this thing? 5 keywords. Okay, so I see so many answers. Yes, students, I'm waiting. While, for, and if. Okay, Naveen. So Naveen is the first one to answer for this. Okay. So, but still you've given only 4. False, true. Okay, health education has given only 2. Only 2. I need 5. Come on, students. I told you 35. My God, the slides. None true. Okay. So health education makes 4. And as wonderful, now it's coming up. While, class, number, if, true. Wonderful, wonderful, students. Very nice. So now I see the into in my students. Wonderful, great. All right. How can you convert a string input from the user into an integer in Python? Just now we did it. How do we do that? How do we do that? How can you convert a string input from the user into an integer in Python? How do we do that? Anybody? How can we do that? Okay. Okay. So this question is for all of you to think about it, to talk about it, to learn about it. And now that's all from my side. We'll meet tomorrow the same time. So what I want everyone to be there in the session on time.